Chapter 8 Manifestation. Welcome back to Let's Play The Sword of Etheria. Alright, second stage of the volcano area. If you turn around and you see a chest here. Easiest fragment of intelligence ever. Mission here is simply to kill all enemies on sight. Not like they haven't been doing that before, but I guess we didn't have anything better to do.
Attention de ne pas les toucher, vous risquez de prendre feu.
Okay. Oh, they're nice and fiery now. I didn't think they were covered in fire last time. So, at the beginning of the chapter, the party decides, well, doesn't really decide, but they get a little tired of fighting because of the hot environment. Which is interesting because it's like, oh, it's a hot environment, we're superhumans, but then again, Fiel is only human. But yeah, they decided to take a little bit of rest before beating the crap out of the rest of them like so. Now here is where it gets a little bit interesting. Fiel asks if Leon fears the power of the gods and their influence over everybody else. Because Fiel, of course, does. Leon says he's not afraid of anything. And that may be because of how the gods made him in the first place, when he became one of the envoys of the gods. He has more of a warlike instinct. And because he has that warlike instinct, fear gets in the way of fighting the enemy. That's how he works. And that's how he was made to think, in terms of the original group of Oz. Each member, Leon, Almira, and Cain, all had different abilities and different thought processes. Leon's was pretty much fighting the enemy and being the powerhouse. Almira was the intelligence of the group. She had pretty much the answers to everything. And then Cain had the ability to communicate with the Etheria, with the world around him. Interesting. But a little more on that as, well, the game progresses. God, Fiel is already down that far and, well, sheesh. Alright, I gotta figure... the backwards S. I never noticed that. Interesting. So other than that, it's going through the stage, killing off any enemies you see, blah 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 blah. Same old, same old. I think at this point, though, I'm probably underskilled and haven't been putting, well, my Etheria into the right amount of places. I probably haven't gotten enough Etheria like I should be, like a regular person should be. So I'm just underprepared. Oh, there we go. The barrier's down! Get through! Yeah, I think the stage here is about, maybe 12 minutes long. But I do have to say that the areas are definitely well made. If I haven't said this before. They're open, they're a little bit expansive. You do have the ability to run around the area. It may not be a lot, but you do have that a little bit of free roaming in order to dash up chests or things that you may have missed. Not like other games where you're kind of in a huge environment and you're forced to go down a successful path. Because, well, if you don't, well, you fail. I'm getting enough free high. Sheesh. Volo Arcus is... I think for Arcus, in this case, it's more of a darkness type. Whoa! Where did you come from? I'm trying to keep my life and not die. Now there was one thing I actually forgot to mention beforehand. And that was some unlockables that I got after Chapter 6. After Chapter 6, you unlock a different mode, which is known as EX mode. EX mode is pretty much a run-around free-for-all kind of thing, where you can play stages that you've already completed. So, and you can play as different characters. However, I haven't unlocked a lot of characters in order to, well, play it as. I think at this point, I only have, Fiel to do it as. Like, no other characters are unlocked. You can unlock... As you progress through the story, you can unlock different characters, like Almira, Leon, Juju, Gollum, even Vetus. But Vetus is a bit of a pain to unlock. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I want to say they did a little bit of a twist at this stage, but I don't really get it that far, because a lot of the enemies I see are on fire. You'd think if going, like, close quarters combat, you would get burned. You would actually take damage from it. I'm not seeing very much of it. Now, getting back to characters for a moment. I don't think I stressed this enough in terms of Almira, but you probably noticed how crazy her hairstyle is. I know it's a bit of a generic thing, like, yes, this is from Japan. Their hairstyles are supposed to be crazy like this in terms of video games. But this seems to be on a different level. I mean, it's complete. It looks like somebody cleaved it in two, and it also goes up into a point, like a perfectly gilled point, and then down, and then it flies. And that point doesn't go away even when she's running. I don't think you... I don't know if everybody here noticed it, but to me it's like... It's up there on the list of crazy hairstyles. But I'm not well versed on anime crazy hairstyles, so what would I know? Now at this point we're in chapter 8, which is about a third into the game. Shut up, Almira. The question is, the game has been talking about the gods and their area and the power of them and the influence that they have. Whoa. What kind of happened to that camera right there? I have no idea. But the fact that the gods have been talked about so much, the question kind of stands of, where are the gods? We're in the castle, aren't we? And I'm getting off a lot of level 2s. This is surprising. Not like they're actually doing anything. Is that Etheria? That is! Yay. That's not gonna hit anything. You can control Fiel's level 1 Death Blow a tiny bit. Not his sweeping around close quarters step, but the second step where he launches the linear path. But even then, it's a bit of a problem. There we go. The fact that it's, like I said, it's really hard, but it's like after he does the spin around circular attack and then he goes into his linear, you can actually kind of direct where you actually want it. Although it's not 100% guaranteed. I think it has to do with, like, because you're controlling his movement with the analog stick, you just point it in the direction you want it to go. It's still a bit of a gamble. Like I tried to do it there, and I couldn't. But yeah, where are the gods? Like, this is Theologia, the castle of the gods. I want to see some gods. And by gods, plural, how many are there? I think I'm getting close to the end here. Time for some fun.